I want to go over several of these problems because several of you missed one or two of them. Okay, and none of you really showed your work. You start always with the problem. You start with what's given. And so in the first one, 3.4 moles of nickel were given. And now you have to use a conversion that will give you what you want. And Avogadro's number, the 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, that represents anything. It could be 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd donuts is 1 mole of donuts. So it can be anything. And so here we're using Avogadro's number a little bit different in some of the different problems that we do. So it's 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of nickel per 1 mole of nickel. And I put the 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd on top because my units, the denominator down here, the unit here, and the unit here will cancel out. And so the final unit will be atoms of nickel, which is in my answer, and the number will be from 3.4 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Okay, the next one, 1.2 moles of magnesium hydroxide were given. Again, for every 1 mole of this formula unit, there are 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd in 1 mole. And so that gives you this number. Okay, one that many of you missed is because this time you had to divide by Avogadro's number. So I had 5.6 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of zinc, and I'm going to divide by this number of atoms of zinc per 1 mole of zinc to get 9.3 moles of zinc. Okay, in the second question, you're given 3.3 moles of aluminum sulfate, and they want to know how many moles of sulfur. And so your conversion is going to involve the actual formula. You're looking and comparing what's in the formula. So I can look at my formula and say for every 1 mole of this formula, I'm going to have 3 moles of sulfur because the 3 moles come from this sulfur being here, and there's 3 of them. So that's 9. The next one, I have 0.4 moles of this aluminum sulfate, and they want to know how many moles of aluminum. So again, I look at my formula. For every 1 mole of the formula, I have 2 moles of aluminum. And so again, the moles cancel out, and I'm left with 0.8 moles of aluminum. And then the last one, I'm trying to 1.5 moles of aluminum sulfate, and we want to know how many moles of sulfate. The sulfate is the ion, the anion here, at SO4 minus 2. So I can see I got 3 moles of that. I didn't put moles here, but